So on the 4th of January, us lucky Brits see the rollout of yet another COVID-19 vaccine. This time it's from Astrazeneca and Oxford. In one of his recent interviews, Matt Hancock describes this vaccine as a way out of the pandemic, despite him admitting just a few sentences before that it's unknown that the vaccine would prevent transmission. In the same article, we're told that this follows rigorous clinical trials and a thorough analysis of the data by experts at the MHRA, which has concluded that the vaccine has met its strict standards of safety, quality and effectiveness. Looking into the vaccine itself and to see if they really have met those strict standards is going to take me time, and as you know, I'm not the fastest person at making videos. So this video is concentrating on the background of Astrazeneca. What are its past histories like? Does it have a good reputation? Can we trust it as a company? And I think that's really important if we're being asked to take one of their products. I use a tool called Violation Tracker, and as you can see, Astrazeneca has a list of violations as long as your arm. In 2010, Astrazeneca settled a lawsuit for $520 million with the US Department of Justice due to their illegal marketing of Seroquel during off-label uses and failure to warn the serious side effects caused by Seroquel. The side effects were proven to cause something called neuroleptic malignant syndrome, or NMS for short. This is a potentially fatal disorder, and its association with antipsychotic drugs, including Seroquel, has been reported. Some of those symptoms of NMS are altered mental states, muscle rigidness, irregular heartbeat, excessive sweating, and blood pressure problems. What makes this violation even more disgusting is the fact that AstraZeneca gained over $5.3 billion worth of Seroquel sales. On this list, the $520 million they had to pay out has been divided into separate cases, so I won't be talking about them all separately, but they total $520 million. In 2018, the company paid out $110 million under the False Claims Act for falsely and misleadingly marketing two of its drugs in violation of the Texas Medicaid Fraud Prevention Act. This violation was only brought to the attention of the authorities because of two former AstraZeneca employees. The FDA hadn't approved these two drugs which resulted in health risks to children, adolescents and other patients. In 2015, AstraZeneca had to pay out $7.9 million in kickback allegations. The lawsuit alleged that AstraZeneca executives led a scheme to give $100 million in price concessions on Nexium, and that's a heartburn medication, to the company's largest commercial purchaser, pharmacy benefits manager Medco Health Solutions, in return for preferred placement of Nexium on Medco's list of approved medications and Medco's promotion and direct purchase of the drug. It alleged that 10% discount that Medco began receiving on Nexium in 2004 violated federal anti-kickback laws. AstraZeneca never disclosed the discount, which would have resulted in a new and lower best price for Nexium, subject to reimbursement under Medicare, Medicaid and other government healthcare programs, according to the complaint. In 2009, the company had to pay $14.7 million, and this was because they were inflating the average wholesale price of its drugs. In 2016, it had to pay out $5.5 million to settle charges of violating the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. From 2005 until 2010, AstraZeneca failed to maintain sufficient internal accounting controls to track interactions between its China and Russia subsidiaries and government officials in those countries. Most of those officials were healthcare providers at state-owned and state-controlled entities. 2010 saw a consumer protection related offence. They had to pay out $5.3 million, and this was for violations of the Kentucky Consumer Protection Act for its misreporting the average wholesale price of its drugs. 2010 saw them sued again for $3.3 million. This was part of a $10 million payout with other pharmaceutical companies. They were sued because they published inflated prices for drugs and thus increased Medicaid costs. A year before that, in 2009, they had to pay out $2.6 million because they failed to pay appropriate rebates to state Medicaid programs for drugs paid for by those programs. In 2011, they had to pay out $2.5 million for misreporting the average wholesale price of their drugs. 2004 was a good year for them. They only had to pay out $807,826, and this was because they overcharged Medicaid for the drug Zoladex by not including promotions, free goods, discounts, rebates and other price reductions in the price paid by Florida's Medicaid program. So we have fraud, bribery, lies and deceit. It sounds a bit like a soap opera, but unfortunately it isn't. This is our lives, and we're being asked to trust this pharmaceutical with those lives. I'm going to be back in a couple of days with my findings on the Jenner Institute, and then I plan on making another video to look at the standards accepted by the MHRA. I want to find out if this vaccine has been given the green light just for the sake of it. Have they overlooked anything on purpose? Have they hidden anything? And that's what I'm going to be examining 2 videos from now. Enjoy your New Year's Day, and thank you for listening to me.